Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Chandler. This is week 7 final assignment for Management 3750. Today is April 20th, and this final assignment we were tasked with creating a monitoring and evaluation project. And so the project that I chose to monitor and evaluate was a 422 unit multifamily new construction project located here in Dallas, Texas. It's on a 10.9 acre site. Construction duration about 32 months total construction duration, with a total project duration of 42 months. That is from the beginning of the land closing all the way through the sale of the project. So total project's 42 months, but for us, we're just going to be looking at the evaluation and monitoring of the construction, which is about 32 months. So a couple of key problems and strategic issues on this project. Much like with a lot of other construction projects right now, is the market is very hot for construction. So that means that investors want product more quickly. They want to try to get it more cheaply. And that creates a couple of different problems for us. So we have a new venture on this project. We are partnering with MetLife in their new investment committee. They're basically backing this project, and they have some certain criteria that they would like to adhere to as far as duration and budget. So that mixed with the amount of demand in the market right now are really going to be our key problems. So due to the highly competitive market, some risks we're taking into account are hiring new subcontractors, and these would be subcontractors that our company has never used before. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're good or bad. It's just the risk we're taking because these subcontractors are unknowns. So that generates another potential risk, which would be safety. So here we're going to be looking at monitoring quality control. We want to know, are we getting the amount of quality that we were looking for out of these subcontractors compared to our previous subcontractors? Are they doing a quality job? And are they doing it as safely as we would expect them to do? So in order to monitor that, the monitoring for this plan is, or for this project, is primarily going to be a documentation monitoring plan. So we'll be looking at having a few reports for the safety. There will be a weekly safety inspection, and that will be reviewed monthly or audited monthly by the Director of Safety. On top of that, there will be a monthly audit of all documentation with respect to quality control. So that is punch lists, submittals, samples, things like that. So all of that will also be reviewed or audited monthly by the Director of Quality Control. In addition to all those monthly audits, there'll be a monthly executive summary meeting. And that is where key upper management meets with the team. That could be via a conference call or video chat, where we will discuss specific issues. So site issues, budget, schedule, review the buyout log to make sure that we are getting the savings or not going over budget or projected to go over budget. We'll also look at the request for information log. And that, like I said, we'll review with upper management once a month, and that will allow them to provide some guidance or at least be in the loop on the project. So the evaluation plan will include a mix of formative and summative assessments. The primary summative review of lessons learned will be at the end of the project. And that will give the company a complete look at what the team did right, or what they thought they did right, what worked, what didn't work. And that will help us assess whether we want to use these subcontractors again or what we could have done in the beginning to help facilitate getting the project done with respect to these new subcontractors. And so that will come at the end. During the project, kind of the formative evaluation plan will really be during those executive summary meetings, through weekly reports, through updated schedules. We'll be able to look and see, are these new subcontractors hitting the milestones that we set at the beginning of the project? And if they're not hitting those milestones, the entire team will be in the loop at least once a month to see what we can do to address those issues and help them complete the project in the time frame that we said we'd be able to. And so some of the monitoring tools we'll use are weekly safety reports. So we'll be looking at weekly subcontractors training safety reports. The on-site team will turn in weekly safety reports. These reports will be an overview of what safety infractions we found, whether they were corrected, how long it took to correct them, which subcontractor had the infraction. And over time, what we hope to see is that these infractions become less and less. So as the new subcontractors understand what we're looking for with respect to safety, that should be reflected in the weekly safety reports. And so we should be able to, whenever we do the review on a weekly or monthly basis, say, okay, we went from 10 infractions for the framer, he's down to 5, and the following month he's down to 2, and then eventually 1, and hopefully no infractions after that. Another monitoring would be the updated budget. So once a month we'll update the budget. We'll meet with upper management during the executive summary to review that budget, and they'll be able to help us better monitor whether we think we're going to be on budget at the end of the day or not, and what adjustments we need to make, or potentially come up with some cost-saving ideas to make sure we meet that budget. Because of the equity partner involved, we want to monitor that very closely, and that's why we need to make sure upper management is also involved in that review. Same thing for updated schedule. We'll look at that monthly with the executive summary team, just like with the budget. In addition to that, we'll have weekly subcontractor meetings, and these would be little kind of formative reviews on a weekly basis to say, hey, we need to hit this date, what's it going to take, what obstacles are in our way, and how do we better manage more specific, smaller tasks. So overall, we can hit those milestone budgets, or milestone schedule days. There'll also be some reviews, reports issued with respect to fair housing, accessibility reviews. We had to get to an end of the project and realize that we made a bunch of mistakes with respect to code for any accessibility. So we look at one report a year for a total of 3 reports, and we'll monitor those and address those issues as they come up as part of the monitoring plan. So for evaluation, we'll have new subcontractor performance will be an evaluation question. So we want to know what subcontractors worked, why we think they worked good or why not. Some indicators to that would be, basically, was it a positive project for both the subcontractor and for us, a general contractor? And some of those indicators would be based off budget and schedule. So if we paid a lot of money for a framer and they couldn't hit our budget or our schedule, then that's probably a sign that we don't want to use them again. Or say we hired a drywall guy and his number was really low and he did a great job, and his safety was good and his quality was good, then that would be an indication of a subcontractor that we would want to pursue more and use on other projects. Some data sources would be, feedback from the project team, both their team and our team. At the end of the project, we'll complete a lessons learned review. It's a round table with everyone, including some upper management and the field team, to discuss lessons learned, which will include which subcontractors worked, which ones didn't, why we think that they didn't work. Level of safety is another evaluation. Did our safety reports work? And what we want to achieve with the safety reports is we want subcontractors reviewing their safety on a weekly, it should be daily, but at least documented weekly. Did using those safety reports help them have less safety violations? Did they go down or did they go up? So did that report work? And then, our schedule. Since we have an accelerated schedule from MetLife, we want to know, did that accelerated schedule work? Is that a feasible schedule that they set for us? And some indicators of that would be, did we complete the project on time? Did we complete it on budget? If we needed to spend an extra $250,000 to make our date, is that a good trade-off? Is everyone happy with that? And that really will come down to our review from the Vice President of Construction and the feedback they get back from MetLife. So in conclusion, the monitoring evaluation plan for this project is based off weekly and monthly reports reviewed by upper management. This will allow for a consistent ongoing evaluation of the project. And this will help the company by providing upper management real-time information that will allow for changes to be made as needed. The summative evaluation will also allow for future project teams to provide, by providing lessons learned, to see which subs worked and which safety methods worked. Thank you.